Is that on?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Hey guys, I'm Andrew, and I'm here to bring you my top 10 movies of 2015. Now, before we kick off this list, I'd like to make a few honorable mentions. Honorable mention number 1, in no particular order. Kingsman: The Secret Service, great action movie. The first 2/3 of SpongeBob movie, because I just wasn't digging the live action stuff, but the first 2/3 were just classic SpongeBob. Really enjoyed it. I have the first half Straight Outta Compton, because I didn't get to see the whole movie, but I saw the first half of it, and it was very, very good. The Martian, great movie. I just don't think I could ever watch it again.
Hey.
Rewatchability is kind of a big factor. Fan four stick, because I think it was the hardest I've laughed in the theater all year. The entirety of Rick and Morty, just a TV show I like to throw out there. It's probably my favorite thing ever. Okay, so let's get into the real top 10, the nitty gritty. Number 10. The Visit by M. Night Shyamalan.
Shyamalan ding dong.
This was his comeback, folks. I wouldn't really know. I'm not a big fan of him, but this sure was a good movie. It was the theater experience I had with it, you know. I went with a few friends, you know. We just went late at night. We got the good crowd, you know, where everybody was laughing and all that, appropriately, not being obnoxious. And it was just a really fun time at the movies with all the really, really twisty twists and the nice turns and all that. I just really enjoyed my time in the movies with it, and I thought it deserved a spot in the list. Okay, number 9. This very small, probably not well-known movie called Creep, which stars, I think, Mark Duplass and Patrick Bryce, if I'm not mistaken. This movie came out on Netflix in 2015, and I just happened to watch it, and it was just a really, really, I just think you should watch it and try not to spoil a lot. It was a really interesting, just found footage style movie that I haven't really seen before. It was more of a character study done in the found footage format. It was really dark, it was funny. If you don't like dark humor, then I'd say stay away because it would just kind of creep you out. It was also really awkward at times, which I thought was good because it fit the tone of the movie well, but some people might just kind of find that a little off-putting.
Oh boy.
I don't know. I really enjoyed it. And then it had like a really heartfelt story to one of the characters. Really heartfelt. So, it was a great movie. Okay, number 8. Mission Impossible 5. Now, I saw this movie twice in theaters, and because just such a great action movie, I had to see it twice. So good. Tom Cruise is on top of his game, as good as he's ever been in here. The rest of the cast is also fantastic, with a standout from Rebecca Ferguson and Simon Pegg, of course. The action was fantastic, all the stunts, all the set pieces, the opera scene, just that whole sequence was just fantastic. I loved every second of that. It was so intense. Also, the scene underwater, if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you haven't seen the movie, watch it or at least look it up. That one scene is fantastic. Just a really well-made action movie, and just probably the second best Mission Impossible, or maybe the best. Number 6.
Number 7.
Wait, am I? Number 7, my bad. Kung Fury. Now, I hope you have all seen Kung Fury. It was a YouTube sensation, and it moved on to Netflix, so it's a movie. Okay? It was just a fantastic just homage to the 80s and the 70s neo-cheese style, all the bright lights and the cheesy soundtrack that sounded like it was in an 8-bit video game. I just dug the hell out of it. All of the amazingly just horrendous effects, but in a good way. There's a lot of, you know, it felt like you were watching on a VHS, you know? And I thought it was just a really nice throwback. It didn't overstay its welcome. It was nice and short. It was about 30 minutes. So just a really fun trip back into the cheese of the 80s and the 70s. My boy Hitler. All right, moving on.
Hitler.
Number 6. The Voices, starring Ryan Reynolds. That's his name, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's his name, right?
Thought I
It's
messed
like
that
when he
up.
talks to a dog, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Thank you, random fan. All right. The Voices. This was actually a relatively underrated movie. In fact, I haven't heard anybody talk about it, really.
I heard of it.
I thought it was fantastic. It was hilarious. It was also really dark in the same way that Creep was kind of dark and a little awkward, but it was just really, it was even darker, actually. There was some really kind of eye-opening scenes that kind of made you go, like, step back for a minute and say, wow, this is kind of messed up. It's really interesting. I also really love the colors in the movie. They really pop. They're very vibrant. And the directing was great. I don't know, I think this might have been a first timer, if I'm not mistaken. I think can't wait to see more of what this guy has to offer. Now, number 5. Inside Out. Now, at first, I saw this movie and I didn't shrug it off. I liked it, but just not. I wasn't really understanding all the hype behind it. I was just kind of like, yeah, it was great, but what's all this hubbub that everybody's talking about that it was, top 3 worthy or whatnot. Then I saw it again. I wasn't really paying attention to the main plot. I was just looking at the metaphors that everything represented something. It was really interesting. The entire movie is actually a metaphor, and I thought that was really, really cool for me to just kind of watch the new movie in a new light, kind of. When they're lost in the depths, I'm sure you've seen it. Can I say that? Yeah, okay. How when happiness is lost in the depths. And
happiness, joy,
whatever, happiness. And
happiness.
And they're lost in the depths, and you could kind of see how that takes an effect on Riley and how she's, like there's no happiness in her anymore. And just stuff like that, how what they're doing inside of her head really just very subtly and sometimes overtly affects her behavior. And I thought that was really interesting. And a great comedy, of course, the amazing voice acting, especially, I really like Bill Hader in it, I'm not gonna lie. It's probably my favorite. Number 4. Star Wars, Episode 7, Force Awakens. Oh. Alright. Felt I had to do that. What a great, almost surprise, because I honestly didn't think this movie was going to live up to all the hype. It looked too good to be true, And I wasn't really into Star Wars way back when the prequel, when all that stirring was happening and everybody was getting excited over that, or I wasn't alive. But, all that just kind of made me a little skeptical when I saw all the prequel trailers, and then people were saying, oh, this is just like back then, where it's just empty promises. I went in with medium expectations, but I was kind of blown away a little bit. Really great throwback, which is what it is. Some people might say it throws back a little bit too much, which I could kind of see in some parts, but most of it was just a good throwback to all the Star Wars movies, in fact. Han Solo was fantastic in it. I'm glad that Harrison Ford came back for it. Him and Chewie were great, probably the best part of the movie. Kylo Ren, I think, was the best villain of the year because he wasn't just a big bad guy. He was more of a character than I think anybody has really been in the Star Wars universe that we've seen on film, besides Anakin, because he had 3 movies. But he was a better version of Anakin. He had layers. I thought that was great.
Layers.
His layers like an onion.
Like an onion.
Yeah, exactly.
Shrek is life. Shrek is love.
Or the other way around. If you want to get weird. Anyways,
oh boy.
Kylo Ren had layers. I thought he was great. He was also menacing, but even when he didn't have the mask on, I just thought the way he walked and the physicality of him, how he wasn't
skinny.
He was skinny and lanky, and he walked on a hunch a little bit.
He's like a
really, it was kind of unsettling. The new cast that came on, Finn was fantastic.
Love Finn.
I thought the little twist with his character was great, and it was unexpected. Rey, I thought was fantastic too. Let's see. Every new character. Poe Dameron was show stealer. I thought he was amazing. BB-8 was adorable. That's about it. It was just too cute.
Captain Phasma was underused.
Captain Phasma was in the movie for a total of 70 seconds. I counted it on my second watch. It was 70 seconds.
And forgetting Hux. We gotta talk about Hux.
Hux was hot garbage.
Thank you.
Hot garbage. Hux was just so not well cast at all. They need to drop Dom. Right?
Drop Dom.
Not a good casting choice. But overall, it was just a great movie. A lot of good action in it. A lot of really just wow moments and good throwback. So, great movie. Number 4. Now, we're going to get into the top 3. It's going to get weird, folks.
Oh, boy. This doesn't
well,
sound
number
good.
3 is going to be weird. I think 1 and 2 are going to be kind of... My number 3 is... It Follows.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Follows it? What?
It Follows.
Follows it?
I don't care how people say this movie's overrated. I loved every fucking minute of this movie. I don't really know why. I can't really put my finger on it. I really like the tone, I guess. The soundtrack is just so good and so well used in the movie. Cinematography is brilliant. Just really shows a lot of potential from this director. The acting was great. And I know there are flaws with the movie. kind of obvious flaws if you just kind of sit down and think about it. But I could just look past it, and just really just love the movie for what it is. Just a great throwback 80s style horror movie, which if you haven't guessed by now, the 80s is kind of my favorite thing. Now, the top two.
Oh boy.
Which have been clear cut since the beginning.
Oh god.
No deliberation needed.
Oh boy.
Number
The
2.
jury is out.
Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh sweet Jesus.
God damn it. I love this movie so much. I've seen it, I think, 2 or 3 times, and I just can't not. I want to watch it again. It's just every time I think about it, I want to watch just all the practical effects. Not even that. Even if it was CGI, it looks gorgeous. Just so enjoyable. The action, the world building is it's subtle, and as Matt pointed out, it's a detailed world and meticulous dialogue. Everything's there for a reason. It's all setting up for something, and I thought that was really awesome. It's really intriguing. All the little kind of not creatures, but the factions.
Creatures.
Well, there was one creature in the desert.
No, that's not a creature.
That was a lizard.
Wait.
That was a lizard.
Oh, that. No, I thought you were talking about the.
No, I was talking about the things on the sticks.
No, those are guys.
What
Those
the
are guys
hell?
on sticks. Yeah.
Okay, that's weird. All right.
Okay, that's weird.
I don't know what that was, but
Well,
I want to
it's
know.
It's like a swamp. Remember?
I really
Hashtag
love.
what a lovely day.
Yeah, that was a great quote. Nux was awesome. I love all the factions. I love the design of everything. I just really dug the world in general. Just a really interesting post-apocalyptic
Good
world.
expanding on it.
Very good. Like I said, great world building. And I can't wait for another one. I hope it's as good as this one. Alright, and now, the number 1 movie, 2015, in my humble opinion. Creed. Love this movie so much. I kid you not, you hear this hyperbole a lot, I walked out crying, but I walked out in tears.
And he called me.
And I called Bryan in tears, and I was in tears for a good 10 minutes after the movie. Not from sadness, just from how well done it was. It just made me happy. Similar to how, I know this is a big comparison coming up, Whiplash did. It made me feel the same way I felt when I watched Whiplash. Just the same energized feeling, just that was incredible. Every frame, every shot, just everything was great. Now, the plot was a little bit predictable, as it just kind of follows the standard Rocky formula, with a little bit of twist thrown in. But I just really loved the style of the movie, the way everything was done, the training montages, the fights. I'm not even going to mention the one shot. Wasn't even the best part of the movie. The best part was the training montages and the last fight, probably. Just the whole entire third act was just riveting. Just build up in the second act, and just it all paid off in the third act. It's just fantastic. Michael B. Jordan proves that he is still amazing after the fantastic flop. Sylvester Stallone coming back into the public light a little bit, still proving that he's got acting chops. Oscar worthy, it's up in the air, but he's got acting chops still. I wouldn't say everybody, but mostly everybody in the movie was great. Director, coming off of Fruitvale Station, just another emotional powerhouse. I cannot wait to see what this director does next with Michael B. Jordan.
Supposedly he might direct Black Panther.
Oh shit!
Stop. No, he's not.
Supposedly.
No, he's not. There's no way in hell.
Get out of here.
Marvel can't handle this. Can't handle that emotion. Can't handle the powerhouse that is Ryan Coogler.
Coogler.
The cinematography was great. I don't know what I could say about it. I'm just rambling at this point. I left the movie in tears. That's all I really need to say. Like, no other movie this year made me leave in tears. Inside Out got a little close. Not gonna lie. But it's tears, man. Just tears. And just, the soundtrack was great, too. Just perfect. When it boomed in the theater, it swelled. It filled the entire theater. It was amazing. So that's all I gotta say. This is kind of a jumbled mess. I just wanted to get all my thoughts out there. I just kind of splattered them. But I hope you guys understood most of what I was saying. I hope you have stuff to say about my list. I don't want to argue, but I kind of do. I want to see what your guys' lists are. What are they? Comment.
And plug your Twitter or something.
Plug my Twitter. Okay, at what's up 467. That will change because that's garbage. I made that when I was 8.
Send me money to
When I was 8.
It's the one with Stuart Little. So yeah, follow me at Little Stu. I'm changing it to
Send Bryan your money.
Yeah, send Bryan money.
Give him relief.
Tell me if I was good. Tell me what I need to work on. This is my first on-camera appearance, and I'd like some constructive criticism.
After a year, boom.
Yeah, just tell me what's up. All right,
Peace.
That's it.